Here's some clips from the CBS GOP debate with Trump yelling at Cruz, basically.
Cool. I like this slugfest bullshit.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I like Donald. He is an amazing entertainer.
I like him. I like him.
But his policies for most of his life.
Thank you very much.
Could you have more of a weenie voice?
I know, right?
His policy.
I love Donald.
I love Donald. He's a great entertainer.
Like what?
Yeah.
Does he have testicles?
Imagine that guy giving like a State of the Union or something. Ugh.
Appreciate it.
For most of his life, his policies have been very, very liberal. For most of his life, he has described himself as very pro-choice and as a supporter of partial birth abortion. Right now, today, as a candidate, he supports...
Right, I've never heard anyone just be like, I support partial birth abortion. Like, that's not...
Even someone support it, they wouldn't say it like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, no one comes out and like, I support partial birth abortion, which is basically something Republicans fucking pretty much made up. Whole cloth used correctly.
Damn. In my face.
Federal taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. I disagree with him on that. That's a matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush. You are the single biggest liar. All right. This guy lied. Let me just tell you. This guy lied about Ben Carson when he took votes away from Ben Carson in Iowa. And he just continues. And today, we had robocalls saying Donald Trump is not going to run in South Carolina, where I'm leading by a lot. I'm not going to run. Vote for Ted Cruz. This is the same thing he did to Ben Carson. This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Now I know why he doesn't have one endorsement from any of his
White Knight
colleagues.
Trump.
John, I
Senator
get to
Cruz, pick
respond.
from the buffet there.
He's a nasty guy.
Well, I will
He's
say,
a nasty guy.
I will
He's
say
a
it is
real
fairly
prick.
remarkable to see Donald defending Ben after he called him pathological and compared him to a child molester, both of which were offensive and wrong. But let me say more broadly, you notice Donald didn't disagree with the substance, that he supports taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. And Donald has this weird pattern. When you point to his own record, he screams, liar, liar, liar. If you want to go...
Where did I support it? Where did I support it?
If you want to go...
Hey, Ted, where did I
If you
support
want to
it?
go and watch the video, go to our website.
Hey, Ted, where
You
did I
can see
support it, Ted?
out
Now,
of
don't tell me about
Donald's
a
own
video.
mouth. When we
Where
were
did I support it?
You supported it when we were battling
Don't
over
tell me
defunding
about some
Planned
video.
Parenthood. You went on
That's a
television
lot
and
of
said
nuts.
Planned Parenthood...
I love this. This is great.
Trump strategy. You're lying.
Yeah,
You're a liar. That's
I love
it.
how there's not even any substance whatsoever in any of these Republican debates. It's just like a big.
He's an
measuring
asshole.
contest.
No, he's an asshole.
No, they literally talked about penis size.
I know.
Yeah, like, Donald Trump, like this morning, I think, like announced, or maybe it was last night. He like basically said, like, yeah, my penis is huge. Don't worry, America.
Yeah. He said he was in. He had nothing to worry about or something like
This
that.
is like the best
We'll watch
political
that
race
clip.
ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
does
Sweet.
wonderful things, and we should not defund
Oh,
them.
it does do wonderful things, but not as it relates to abortion.
So tell me, what are the wonderful things? What are the wonderful things it does?
There are wonderful things.
I love how Donald Trump is the only one with like a somewhat nuanced view on Planned Parenthood.
That is weird.
Yeah, that's so strange.
It's like, all these other guys like, it's evil, it's the devil. Donald Trump's like, well, they do a lot of good things. And it's like, what? How dare you break from party dogma?
Yeah, how dare you insinuate that other services are given to women at Planned Parenthood other than just chopping up fetuses?
According to them, it's 97% of the other services. Abortions are about 3%.
Partial birth abortions, though, and they selling baby parts on the black market. I saw a video where they were selling little baby fetuses to be fed to tigers at the zoo. And they were still kicking.
I love that whenever they try to like rein these debates in and cover
to do
something
with
of
women's
substance.
health.
You see,
But
you and I
not when it
disagree on
comes to
that.
abortion.
sorry.
Not when it comes to abortion.
Principle matters.
That's where I
John, the reason principle matters. The reason principle matters, sadly, was illustrated by the first questions today. The next president is going to appoint 1, 2, 3, 4 Supreme Court justices. If Donald Trump is president, he will appoint liberals. If Donald Trump...
Yeah, Donald Trump's going to appoint Noam Chomsky to the Supreme Court. Sure.
According to Ted Cruz, it's true, TJ.
Donald Trump, man. He's a liberal.
I like the split screen shit. You know what I noticed about the Republican debate too? When any of the minor candidates were ever featured, besides Cruz, Trump, or Rubio, they would speak for a second, and then even if they kept talking, they cut them off. The camera would cut away. But Donald or Cruz could just talk on and on. They never cut away. They never even implied they would cut away.
Yeah, every other candidate, if they hear that ding, 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 it's like it's over for them. But like Trump and Cruz and Rubio, to a lesser extent, can get away with just like talking past that thing to their heart's content.
There was like literally no moderation at the Fox News debate last night. Like they just they would they would talk over each other constantly. Like it was just Donald has resorted now, and it's working, I think, to just going, oh yeah, this guy, this liar right here is gonna, like, during the whole time like somebody's talking. Like he just like will continue to, like, even when they try and get on to like substantive topics, like what's your foreign policy? Like who would you appoint to the Supreme Court? Like Donald Trump just drags it back down into a dick measuring contest. Every question. It's the funniest thing to watch.
I have clips of the Fox News debate too, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, Megyn Kelly was the moderator, wasn't she? Again, and like,
yes,
her and Trump had some issues previously. So
Trump walked right up to her and slapped her in the face with his big cock. He's like, "Yeah, bitch. How you like that?" And she's like, "Ah."
Man, one thing you really can't take away from this Republican debate, it's really fucking entertaining. I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President, your Second Amendment will go away.
Hold on, before,
you know how I know that?
The Second Amendment's gone.
John Roberts, Ted Cruz, with your brother, wanted John Roberts to be in the United States Supreme Court. They both pushed him. He twice approved Obamacare.
All right, gentlemen.
My name was
My name was mentioned twice.
Hold on. Gentlemen, we're in danger of driving this into the dirt.
You gave us
Senator Rubio.
What do you mean driving it into the dirt?
It's already in the mud, dude.
Yeah, it was flushed down the toilet before it even began. What are you talking about, in the dirt?
Yeah, I mean, like, if anything, you guys are like risking going beyond the dirt down into like the fucking molten core of the earth. I mean, fuck that.
To the fucking center of the earth, dude.
This entire debate, is a partial birth abortion, man. Like, it's just like chunks of an actual debate mixed with just like placenta.
I'd like you to want to jump in here.
A liar.
I understand. You're on deck, Governor.
He also denigrated one of my heroes, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan.
Oh, come on.
Was a liberal maybe in the 1950s. He was
a reform. Jeb. Get
Reagan. I want to mention Ronald Reagan. Reagan.
I gotta take exception to something he said about a good friend of mine, Ronald Reagan. Oh God, man.
Ronald Reagan. One time Ronald Reagan placed his hand upon my shoulder and he said, "You are my spiritual and intellectual successor."
You know the other one they always use? We're the party of Lincoln.
His dad was Ronald Reagan's vice president.
Sure.
I'm sure he did know Ronald Reagan.
I'm just saying, these guys, all these guys do that. Like Ted Cruz used to fucking brag, "I was in Reagan's private jet. He took me in there and he anointed me as the chosen one."
Yeah, Reagan is like Republican Jesus, basically.
He really is. He really is.
Governor for 8 years before he became president, and no one would suggest he made an evolution for political purposes. He was a conservative, and he didn't tear down people like Donald Trump does. He tore down the Berlin Wall.
Okay, Governor.
He's a great guy.
He tore down the Berlin Wall.
Senator Cruz,
Personally, he did
30 seconds on this.
Reagan fucking went to Berlin and he hulked out and smashed the wall.
We'll move on to newer stuff.
Why don't these guys just fucking come out here and just fucking each take a big shit right on the stage, and we can just see whose turd is longest, and that's who wins.
That's a pretty weird way of determining it, but sure, why the fuck not?
Is it any weirder than this?
Shit contest. I don't know.